welcome to the Easton.Online podcast. I'm your host, Elliot Marshall. And what this podcast is here to do, it's here to help you gain strategies and tactics and tools that are going to help you grow in your martial arts business. If you have a martial arts school, a gym, this is one of my passions, is how we spread the message of how to really grow culture and business and some ways that we do it the best with our people, with our staff, with our clients. So I hope you enjoy. Give a listen. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Are you nervous?
I'm a little bit nervous.
Okay. Everyone always is.
Yeah.
I try to do my very, very best.
Yeah, I figured it was normal, so I'm like, chilling. It's cool.
Oh, man. So Ian said I had to talk to you.
Yeah, I heard you told me. Thanks, Ian. Shouts out, Ian.
Yeah, shouts out to Ian. How's your coffee?
It's terrific.
Good. It's very important to me.
Yes, I knew that. I saw the Vanny's episode, and I was like, I can't come with the Starbucks.
Did you throw it away? Is it in your car?
No, I didn't even bother getting it on the way here. I was
Okay.
like, I won't.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Van. I'm really, really sorry.
She said she just knocked it out of her hand. I was like,
That's not true.
All right.
I took it from her. I didn't
Duly
knock
noted.
it out of her hand. Move a little closer to the mic.
okay.
There we go. So I guess, so we're making this course, Easton.Online First Impression Specialists, and that is exactly who you are.
Yes.
Right? You are a first impression specialist. And the reason that Ian wanted me to talk to you, I think, was because the part where Van was talking about, people don't want to leave. Right? Like you just get so bought into the culture. So he was like, you should just talk to one of literally just the front desk people to see what that's like.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, I want to know more about you.
Okay.
So where are you from and what have you done and all of that. So how did we get to Easton first?
Okay, for sure. Well, Easton was a very serendipitous find for me. I wasn't particularly looking for anything. Some people come in and they know they have an interest in martial arts. Like Vanny, she just had that
She always
already.
has.
Mine developed once I found Easton.
Okay.
But
where are you from?
I'm from Texas. I was born and raised in Texas. I was born in College Station, which is where A&M is. And then I grew up in the Austin area and stuff. And then I moved here 4 years ago, so right after I graduated high school.
And then where's your family?
And then my family is, so my dad is still in Texas, my brother is in Texas, and then I have another brother in LA, and I have my mom and her side of the family here.
Okay.
And then my parents are my mom was adopted from Pakistan, but her side of the family is all Indian. So they're mostly from Bombay, Mumbai area. And then my dad's from Bangladesh. And he grew up
Say that again?
Bangladesh.
So that's how we say Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But you say it.
You guys, most people say Bangladesh.
Right.
Yeah.
We put different, okay.
I just say Bangladesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that's how he says it.
Yeah, that's how he says it.
Okay.
Yeah. And my parents, there was Bangladesh was East Pakistan at one point, when my mom was younger and there was a civil war happening. So they ended up moving to what's now Pakistan or West Pakistan. So they were both in Karachi. My dad had moved there too. And then somehow my mom and my dad both ended up in Canada. And I think they met in Montreal when they were going to school.
Okay.
And then they had my eldest brother in Montreal. He's, I think, 28 now. And then my mom had a bunch of family in Texas, and my dad was always closer with my mom's side of the family, so they ended up in Texas. And then I think they were there for probably 20, 30 years, maybe somewhere around that range. And then that's where I was born.
All right.
Yeah, Texas born and raised.
I think it's I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry you were born in Texas.
Oh, you're sorry. Yeah, I was never proud of living in Texas, never until I moved away from Texas. Yeah, and now I'm okay, I can appreciate certain parts of it.
So you guys have the Bush family, which I guess is better than what we've got right now in the Trump family. So we'd be begging for the Bush family
That's
right
true.
now. I think something you said right there is super interesting. How Bangladesh.
Yeah, you're saying
Bangladesh
perfectly. Yeah.
Was was East Pakistan, right? So Americans don't know this at all. Like my generation of Americans. So my grandparents are from Poland. They're Polish. But what is now the part of Poland that they're from is Lithuania, I believe. So when I was talking to some friends, it was a fight, and we were all sitting in the warm up area, not the warm up area, like the training room before the week before the fight. And Joanna Janjacek, she's Polish, and she was going to possibly come train with us for a little while. And I was like, oh, my grandma's from Poland, and I don't even remember the town anymore. But like I told her the town, and she had no clue what it was because it's past her. Yeah. Right. And then my friends were like, oh, you're a liar, and I'm like, look. It was, and I tried to explain this like whole, things separate thing, and it just nobody was having it.
And it's weird how that happens, because I feel like now like Bangladeshi people or even Indian people, like all of those countries are literally just stacked right next to each other. But it's like if you're from Pakistan and you go to Bangladesh, I think they would be able to tell.
Right.
And vice versa, which is interesting because I'm like, aren't you all the same people? Or you were at least.
And for them, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And for us, we like the concept of, because our country has been the same, right? Like as long for our generation, our parents' generation, and our grandparents' generation. Yeah. Like the USA was the USA. Nothing got added. Yeah. And for other parts of the world, that's just not the case.
Yeah. I have friends who like, their whole family is just like from one state. Like they can just trace all of their ancestry back. They're just like, they were all from
and now where your dad's
Arkansas
from,
or some
right?
shit.
Now where your dad's from isn't even a place anymore.
Yeah.
Like not even a place.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
So you moved to Colorado. What'd you move to Colorado for?
I don't know. People ask me this question. I have this thing where like, so my mom was really wanting to move. And
I'm just noticing your Lone Star Texas shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Texas shirt. It's well disguised, you know?
Yeah, I just noticed it.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
I did that on purpose. No. My mom, her side of the family's here. Like our family, just in like South Asian culture, like families like very used to like being together. So even when we were in Texas, there was always other family members around. Like our house just always had people in it. Or we were always going over to another family member's house. And so my mom's brother and my cousins live here. And we always made the trip. Like they moved around the States a lot. And every Christmas we would see them. And so they were finally just like, you guys should come to Denver. Like, we're going to settle here. Like, we're not moving for a while. Like, we want you guys to come live here. And my brothers were like, nah, definitely not. Like, we're happy here. Your mom and dad split. Okay. My mom and dad split, when I was like in 4th grade. And so my mom was just like, she worked in Texas for a while and she just hated it. She's like used to the cold after like being in Canada. And so she was like, I need like better weather. She wanted to like change her career potentially and stuff and then get closer to family. So she ended up moving and she was like, I'm not going to go unless one of my kids comes with me. And my brother is like very, he like has a really tight friend group that he's just known his whole life. And he doesn't really like the idea of like, I don't know actually if I could say that, if he doesn't like the idea of it, but he just is like, I'm like more introverted and I'm like, always down for whatever, very go with the flow. So.
I get both sides of that though. I'm extroverted as fuck, but
Yeah.
I'm never leaving this house. Like I'm done. This is
Yeah.
it. Like I told Renee, she likes to like buy and sell and fix. Like that's what she does. You know.
Yeah.
Like she got done this house and she's like, okay, let's move.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I would rather you cheat on me.
Yeah.
Than us ever move again.
Yeah. Moving is quite the hassle. Yeah.
I hate it. But like I like all kinds of different people. I talk to everyone everywhere I go. So I get like both sides of that.
Yeah. No, I understand that for sure. I guess it's just like I've always like pictured myself moving around. I've never like pictured myself staying in one spot. Easton is literally what changed that. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to school for like a year. I'm gonna take a year off. I'm gonna travel. I'll come back. And now I'm like, I'm not leaving Denver at all. Like I won't go. I'll travel, but I won't.
Because it's some bullshit job.
Because my roots. These are the roots that I made. Like it's really cool because like so I found Easton. They were doing a campus event at Metro State University, and that's where I was going. It was like I think my first semester there.
What were you going to school for?
I'm going along the route of nursing, but not quite in a nursing program yet.
Okay.
But that's like what the idea is. And then yeah, I just saw that they were offering like free kickboxing classes, and I'd always thought that was cool. And I was like, cool, yeah, I want to do it. And then at first, like there was a trial month deal going on, and I came in and I loved the class.
What was so funny there?
And
I'm
about to tell you, no, it's not what you did.
I was like, oh, what did I do?
It's like the idea that I had when I signed up was that like, okay, I'm going to do this trial month. I'm going to come every single day. I'm going to learn everything this person has to show me, like the coach, and then I'm just going to get a bag and do it at home. Like that was like seriously my thought process. I was like, I don't need to stay here. I just want to learn this little bit and then I'll practice. And I did the first month and I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, I need to come up with this money. Like I don't know if I had a job at the time, or I think I was working at a restaurant and then I quit that job. And I was like, I don't care how I get this money. Like, I don't care. Like we're just going to do it because it's worth it. But yeah. And then I don't know, it just kind of snowballed from there, but like I didn't mean to find it at all, and it ended up being something that like
it found you.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I give that speech that I give a speech just like the story you just told, because it's when I talk about Easton, I say, look guys, let's just use kickboxing again. Mm-hmm. How much does did you research how much a heavy bag costs?
Not at all.
It's $150. You can get one for $150. Now, the cost of your gloves and your wraps, that's nebulous because you have to have them whether you're doing it at a school or in your garage, right? Pandora is free. And your internet, how much, what's the internet? $15 a month?
Yeah, sure.
So for $150, so that's 1 month, right? And then $15 a month. You could do everything, and because the internet you need because you need to look up the lessons and the workouts,
right? Which
you could all do online. But for some reason, people pay that every month. They pay $150 every month to come in and do jiu-jitsu, or kickboxing, or whatever it is. And so it can't literally be about the technique.
It's not at all.
Yeah,
it's like something that you realize like once you spend time there, and I think like that's what sometimes I try to tell people like when they're signing up is like, if you just make one friend in class sometime during your first month, I guarantee you that person, like you miss a class that you normally come to because of whatever, like anything. And then you come the next time and they're like, where the hell were you? Why weren't you there last time? Like, and then it becomes like a whole group of people that are like, like everyone's like, you start holding people accountable just because like you enjoy their company or like you made a friend with them. And so, yeah. And then you become that person who meets someone and then you're like, where the fuck were you?
Right.
Why didn't you show up?
Why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be in this. Like, so yeah, I think that's like one of the cool things about like, that's like one of the benefits of like having a community around you.
And you have no need or thought of being a champion. Like that was never your idea. What made you like kickboxing? Why did you want to come try it? Because it wasn't champion, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I dated a guy in high school who was into Muay Thai at the time. So I think that, and I remember like he would just show me how to like throw elbows and like random crap like in the kitchen like late at night. And then that was like just like a little bit of a gateway into like the idea of it. But I guess like once you do class, I don't know. I think there's so much because it's like, one, the coach at the time was Gwen. Do you remember Gwen?
Of course I remember.
And she's like the type of person who will push you further than you think you can go. And then you do it because you're just like...
God, you've been around that long?
Yeah, I've been around for like 3 years, I think. 3.5, maybe. I don't know. But... yeah, and she was the shit. I loved her. But she's the type of person who will like push you until the point of like, yeah, I didn't think I could ever do that. And I was never like, I think I'm generally like, I have athletic capabilities. Like I used to dance and stuff. I have like rhythm. I have like things like that, like attributes, but I never was on a team sport. Like I never tried out for anything in high school. Like I really didn't play anything. My parents didn't put me in anything. But yeah, it just ended up being this thing that I was like, wow, it can be like really fun to work out. Cause I hate running. I hate lifting weights. I hate doing all of that. I find it so,
points.
yeah, I wish and I think like it's cool because you can set goals in the weight room that are, I think it's just about setting goals that like you want to achieve. But for me, it was like easier to set those in striking. I was like, this is really cool. Like, I want to learn how to throw a knee and keep my balance and go back to my stance. I want to learn how to throw an elbow and for it to land where I want it to land. Like, those were just goals that I was like more motivated to like see myself achieve. So it drew me in.
And then, so you figured out, how did you figure out how to pay?
I told my mom, I was like, I really like this. And I was like, I don't even remember what I was doing at the time. I know that like after probably within a month of training, I asked the front desk if they were hiring and like if I could, like if there was anything I could do at the gym. And I don't remember. I think I just paid like out of my savings or something, or possibly my mom helped me out with it. I don't remember. I just remember that I was like, we have to do this. It's $100. Like, we can do this and it'll be worth it. Like, I just have to make it worth it. And then I won't feel guilty at all for paying this. Like, it's worth more than like what I'm paying. And yeah, and then so I told them at the front desk, I was like, yeah, if you guys have any positions, like I would love to. And Van was like, we don't have anything open at the time, but you can send me your resume. And then she ended up following up with me like 3 months later, and she's like, hey, do you still want this position? And I was like, yeah, I would love it. And then it was so informal too. I have always been taught to like take those things like very seriously. Like, even if I go to court for like a traffic ticket, mm-hmm. I'll go in like a pantsuit with a folder with just my ticket in there. Like, I'm prepared as shit. Like, I'll go up to the podium and I'll be like, yes, Your Honor. And people are just showing up in sweatpants. So I remember emailing Van back and I was like, thank you so much for the opportunity. I sent her this little paragraph. I was like, these are my available hours. And then she was like, cool, show up this day. You showed up
at my house with flowers today.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. If my wife wants flowers, so every time you come, I need Ayesha raised the bar here.
Well, that's like the thing that like, I mean, I don't know. Your house always feels like better with like a fresh flowers on the counter.
I agree.
I like the feeling of it.
You are correct. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, cool. But yeah, so then Van just emailed me and she was like, yeah, just show up this day and we're going to train you. And I was like, sick, boy, we're doing it. So yeah. And then it just went from there.
What was the process of like learning the training? Like what was, because this, I mean, so you're saying you've been around 3 years. So you're talking about 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Right, that you started working for 2.5, 3 years ago. 2.5,
probably, yeah.
Okay, so we were on top of it, but we weren't like super on top of it.
There was like definitely a system. It was like Katie, Megan Rinderer, Tyler McIntyre, Vanny.
Los yet or no?
No, not Carlos. Carlos always jokes about firing me because he's my manager now. And it's like so funny because he's like, you started before me, but I don't give a shit. I can still fire you. I'm like, cool. But
Carlos is the DFI, right?
Yeah. Director of First Impressions, yeah. So there was a system for sure. I mean, I came in for training, right. Yeah, and it was, they knew. I mean, they just showed me how to do. I had no idea. They used to laugh at the way I wrote contact logs because I couldn't comprehend like how everything came together. So I was like, the way I was writing my logs, they were like, this is like not helpful at all, the logs you're writing. And I was like, okay. So it took me a while to get like a hang of all that, but I'm good in like service jobs because I love people. Like, I've always been that way. I love people. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's really weird to me that some people don't feel this way about people because I feel so strongly about it. But like working in a restaurant, like I started at this like small mom and pop burger place. That was my first job. And I loved it. Like, I cleaned the toilets. Like, I washed the dishes at the end of the night, like for the whole restaurant. Like, I did every single job in that place. And I don't know. I love being in places where I get to interact and like develop relationships with people. Like that truly is like the meaning of my life. If I were to say, it's like the relationships that I get to build with, like there's nothing that I think I value more than just like a good conversation or like a good person.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the top, like there's nothing that could make my day better than just like getting to hang out with somebody that I really care about, or getting to have a really good conversation even with somebody that I like don't know. So that's like, and I don't know, I just have always cared about that. Like I've always been just like a social butterfly and a people person.
I understand both sides of it, because the first 18 years of my life was not that, and then like I made a definite switch.
Yeah.
A conscious definite switch.
Yeah.
And I like, so it's been 18 and then 21 now.
Yeah.
I like this 21 better.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's cool that like, it's interesting to me that people, like it's cool that you chose to make the switch. I feel like some people don't feel that way, but they don't realize that it's like valuable to like, I don't know why. I think humans are so fucking cool.
I don't know what sparked it. Like, you don't know what sparked you coming to Colorado or walking into Easton or stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what sparked it. Like, I was on the plane coming here for college.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I get to start all over. No one knows anything about me. Mm-hmm. And like, literally, I was bawling on an airplane, and I had that thought.
That's really cool.
So I was like, boom, done. Like, this Elliot that you know, this is like 5 versions from the original.
Yeah.
you know. So
that's really cool.
And I always think it's going to be interesting, like the Ayesha that is now. Like, what's 5 versions? Like, you're going to change.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Yeah, you got a lot coming.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I always, like, what's version, you know, you might be in 2.0 right now.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, version 1.0 is childhood. And then you leave your parents' house. Mm-hmm. You know? And then version 2.0 is like that young adult stage. Mm-hmm. So I want to know what, you know, it'll be interesting to see Ayesha 3.0 and 4.0.
Yeah. I think, I've always been, I don't know. I don't want the world to like make me like harder. Like I don't want, like it's hard because like I just recently in my life started learning about things like boundaries, you know, like healthy boundaries with people and like standards and things like that, because like the fact that I love people so much and that I feel like an empath like naturally,
it can fuck with you. It
can hurt you, and I don't want to like, I don't know, but I think it will just happen. I think life just kind of does that to you, and I think hopefully it will be for the better. But yeah, sometimes it's kind of scary because I'm like, damn, I don't want to be any less nice than I am right now.
Why do you have to be?
I don't know. But like there's, you know, sometimes like setting boundaries with people and setting standards with people allows you to be like more generous like in the long run, because then you fill your cup and you can fill other people's cup, because you know that saying like you can't pour from an empty cup. Mm-hmm. And if you just let people cross your boundaries all the time, then it's like you're going to be depleted.
You're just getting beat on.
Yeah, you're going to be drained at the end of the day. But I like if there was some magic to make me be this way, I wish I could just give to people and like that's it. Like I wish I could just give and not need anything back. I wish I could be that way when I can't, because I'm just human. But like that's like I don't know.
Well, none of us can.
Yeah, none of us can.
Because we need something back.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay though.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
I just
that lets us give more.
Yeah.
Like
it's true.
It's a tough idea, right? Because I know what you're talking about. Because you get jaded. Everyone gets jaded.
Yeah.
People get so jaded.
Yeah.
Like they help somebody out and that person burns them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, fuck that. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
And I feel like the essence of what true giving is can you do it again?
Yeah.
Right? Can you get burned?
Yeah.
And then, okay, like learn from the mistakes that you made. Mm-hmm. I guess I kind of see it as like a Jocko Willink thing, extreme ownership. Mm-hmm. If you burn me, it's my fault. Mm-hmm. Like I allowed that to happen somewhere.
Truly.
Right? Like, so what did I do so that you were able to burn me? Mm-hmm. So then now Ayesha 3.0 is sitting over here. How do I deal with Ayesha 3.0? Mm-hmm. use the lessons that I learned, but still come at everything with the same empath, right? With the same, like, okay, my job is to add to her life and to provide as much as I can for her, you know, but not coddle, not just to give. And I think that's the hard part, is sometimes when we're dealing with people, we have to force them to do on their own. Yeah. And when we think about giving, we're just like, give.
Right.
And that's only for like a mom and a child.
It's like exactly the way you view parenting, I feel like. Like you, like me, like holding standards and like, having like my own boundaries with people is loving them, because it's teaching them also. And if they were to take advantage of it, it would be nothing but my fault for like letting them. But these are all like, these are like things that I'm realizing, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, damn, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish I could just give and people could just, but that's just, right. That's not even impossible.
That's not, I don't know if that's good. Like we're talking about, with, like you brought up with parenting. Man, if I tie my kids' shoes from now until they're 18 years old, like,
doesn't do shit for them.
I fucked up. Yeah. It's not my kid's fault.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I get, they need to see it as their fault, but I'm the one who blew it here. Like I tied their shoes.
Yeah.
But we're all okay with that. Like we're all okay with this parenting model where it's like, okay, they have to be able to eat for themselves, they have to be able to get dressed, brush their teeth, tie their shoes, yada yada. But then at some point along the way, we stop.
Yeah.
Right. We stop, and then we don't keep demanding in a loving way with empathy. And I think we need to do that up. Like my closest friends do that with me. Yeah,
my closest friends are just ballers at that. Right. Like my friend Ryan, she's so good at this. This is actually who's taught me this. She's like, she will tell you exactly when you fucked up. Like she will just lay it out for you, and she won't save your little heart or whatever. She'll be like, this is how it is. You fucked up. I know you can be better. You're capable of being better, and I love you. She'll be like, I love the shit out of you. I'm not leaving you. You're capable to be better. And I think that's like the coolest way to love somebody. Like to just be so real with them and be like, but I'm not leaving. Like it's okay. You have flaws. We all have flaws, but like I'm not leaving. I think that's a really cool approach.
You sit in the trench with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So you jump on board with Easton.
Yes.
And then, so you're working. What's the beginning like? What's that like? It's just a job now, right? Like, like you like it. You're 3 months in. You're 3 months into training. You just started working with us. It's still just a job.
Just super like overexcitable and like nervous, because I started working Friday nights and I just worked them by myself. In the first couple shifts, I think I worked with someone, probably like Katie or something, or Megan maybe, and then they just let me be on my own. I remember like, it was crazy. Like I remember I started there and this was like a huge thing. Like I will never forget what this meant to me. But Ian was like, here's a key. Here's a key to the gym. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, like you're working Friday nights, right? Like you're going to be closing up the gym. Here's a key. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, you trust me with this place? Like, I don't know shit, boy. Like, I've been messing up all my logs for the past 2 weeks. And, but they just put a lot of trust in me, like, right out the gate. And they were just, like, really good resources. Like, everyone gave me their phone number. And they were like, if you need anything. Like, Megan is especially good at this. Everyone at the desk is good at this. But they're just like, if you need anything, we're here to help you. But you got it. Like, now you know what we expect, and you know what Friday nights are like. Like, you'll learn the ropes. Like, you have the key. You know how to close. You're good.
You have the key.
Yeah. And I remember, like, and I still get this feeling, like, when I close at night and I, like, turn off all the lights in the gym and I'm, like, locking up the door, and sometimes I just, like, look around and I'm like, damn. Like, half of my heart is, like, just here. Like, at the Denver location. Like, this is like, I don't know. It's crazy how much it like starts to mean to you once you like start building your roots there.
How did you build your roots? So like talk about that a little bit. Like how did that?
It's just like going to classes and meeting people, and like everybody's like so different. Like everyone in the gym is so different. Like we are jiu-jitsu is a really cool thing, and I didn't get into jiu-jitsu until like I think probably like 9 months later, because everyone at the desk was like, you have to know jiu-jitsu because you're selling it, so you can't not. And I was like, okay, fair. But we just have a bunch of misfits. Like, we have a bunch of really different people from really different places with different, like, really different life experiences, and we all come together for this thing. And it's so cool because you, like, go through it together, right? You're, like, sweating and, like, you're in Gwen's class and you don't think you can make it, and then you do, and it's, like, so dope. And then afterwards, you're, like, filled with endorphins and, like, good energy. You just got your workout done for the day. And it's, like, I don't know. It's just when whoever you're doing that with, like, you're bound to have some sort of relationship with them. And me, like, loving people and stuff, it just happened really easily. And then, yeah, everyone at the desk was just, like, really supportive and helpful. And, I mean, spending time next to those people, it's just, like, you ought to get to know them. So, yeah, I don't know. It just...
And you keep talking about, like, you guys have created your own culture a little bit, like the desk. Like,
yeah.
You guys are it's like a crew.
We have the sickest team at the desk. Like, we've had it I've always loved the front desk team, like, since I started. I know that, like, Vanny's like, yeah, like, it wasn't always like this good. We didn't always have this good of a system. We didn't always, like, work this well together. But slowly...
Oh, she was there in the beginnings, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I credit so much to her for, like, our front desk team right now. And, I feel like she's, like, the team captain that just, like, put us all together. And I think it's really cool. But, yeah, somehow we just... I don't know what it is, dude. I feel like it's, like, magic. Like, I love everyone at the desk right now. Like,
I feel like the whole thing's magic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how any of it happened.
Yeah.
Like, Amal was this dude in Santa Fe, and I was this kid in New Jersey. And somehow we met. You know? And somehow we met, and it took, I don't fucking know. I can't explain any of it to you, Ayesha. That's
and
the
just
thing.
the fact that we have, like, Ian and Mike and, like, everyone we have is, like, amazing.
I wish I could explain
anyone.
it.
And our members, like, the people. So one thing that's really cool about the desk that I feel like is worth mentioning is, like, so I've always worked in, like, restaurant jobs, and it's, you know, you're just serving people all day. It's like whatever you want. Like, you're not going to say no to this guest.
Right.
If we don't serve Coke, and they ask for a Coke, we're going to run across the street, go to the convenience store, get them a fucking Coke. Like, you are just working for these people. And I like pleasing people, so that's always something that, like, that I was, like, down for.
Excuse me.
Bless you. I like the opportunity to, like, make someone's day, but it's so much cooler at Easton because it's just, like, I train with these people and I know these people and I have, like, some sort of connection with them outside of just this, like, front desk interaction, outside of just, like, solving a problem
or giving them a Coke.
Yeah, exactly. Like, outside of just the business aspect of it, or, like, okay, what's wrong on your profile? What's wrong with your membership? Do you need a suspension? Do you need this? Like, problem solving becomes so much more... You're just so much more willing to do it when somebody who's standing in front of you is someone that, like, you really, like, value in a different light, not just for their money. Like, I value, like, a relationship with them. So it's like, okay, let's figure this out. Like, there's not another option.
And I think that's what we're trying to do at the desk, right? Like, the front desk, like... All right, I'm going to say this, and it sounds kind of shitty. Okay. Right? It's just a shitty entry-level job. Like, if you look at, like, you don't see it. I know you don't see it. I know. But that's what, like, so when we're talking about, like, Easton.Online and the first impression and everything that we're trying to do, you have to create this. Because, like, it's an entry-level job. Like, you can, what I mean by entry-level, you are not teaching a jiu-jitsu class by putting out an ad on Craigslist. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, for you, if you're, like, you needed to, like, figure out tuition. I can't let you teach.
Yeah.
Like, that's not possible.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you either have to clean or work the desk.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. It's entry. But it's not. It's not some shitty level where you're filling out fields on a profile.
Yeah.
But you are.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite of that. I thought that was my wife leaving with my kid down. So I was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. So why is it not? It's because of those relationships.
Why is it not? It's because of the relationships. It's just because of the people that are there, which is like, I don't know how you get that in all in one place.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know how that happens. It's really hard. Martial arts is hard. It's very, very, very hard. Like, you are fighting. Mm-hmm. And especially, like, as you get better, you know, in both jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, mm-hmm. I have to put my life in your hands.
Right.
Like,
it's like,
you have to take care of me. Mm-hmm. But you have to beat me up, too. Right. And I have to try to beat you up.
Yeah.
You know? And we have to do this thing together. So everyone that walks in the door, we know that that's going on. Mm-hmm. So it breaks all of the bullshit barriers that you have when you normally deal with somebody. You know that when the person's walking in the door, like, that shit's out the window after a year, 6 months, whenever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So that you can just kind of be who you are. Yeah.
There's definitely, like, a lot of vulnerability involved, which I think is, I think that definitely sheds a lot of, like, the superficial layers. Because, like, when you're in a jiu-jitsu class, you really do have to, like, trust your partner. You have to trust the people to take care of you, but also not give it to you, like, too easy. Like, it's, like, just a very delicate balance. Which,
it's a yin and a yang.
Yeah.
And they're the polar opposites. They're not even, like, 40 and 60 when you're looking at, like, 50%.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it verges.
Yeah, right.
It moves a sliding scale based on the individual. Mm-hmm. But it's still really polar opposites and I think that just builds such camaraderie and love and care for each other.
Yeah, I agree.
You didn't think this is what you were getting into?
Oh no, not at all. I had no idea. I was telling someone that in an intro the other day. I was like, damn, when I came in this building, I had no idea what the hell I was doing or, like, what I was getting myself into at all. And now it's, like, my life. And it's like my safe place. It's like my fucking home. It's like everything. It's like my friendships, like everything, my support system, the place that I exercise, like, just, you could split it into, like, so many different things. It's invaluable.
You're still young, and so you probably have some friends from other areas. Mm-hmm. It's gonna narrow down.
Oh yeah, no, it's narrowed down. I think I have 3 friends, 2 of them which aren't even in this state, so there's no way they could be at an Easton, and then one of them who's just not. I met her in school, so. Right. But 3 friends outside of Easton. I'm over here like, I'm a social butterfly. I have 3 friends outside of Easton. They're all just...
Hold on, let me look at my favorites. This is a great way to see it, right? Like, when you have the favorites in your phone.
Oh yeah, in your phone?
That don't have some relation to Easton. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take out my family I'm only going to take out my mom and dad.
Okay.
Because I met my wife because of Easton.
Right, I heard about that.
Right? So all of her family.
That's very cool.
That's her sister. So there's my neighbor, those right there. And now I want to say...
Who is that? Have they come in to the gym?
No, they're Boulder.
Okay.
So I have not a single... there's one, my friend from back home. And then the absent line.
How many favorites do you have?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah. I have a lot of people to talk to.
I guess I believe that.
Like, I have a lot of people to talk to on a consistent basis, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't think the absent line counts. That's just for convenience, for when my kids are sick. I have 2. I have 2 out of, there's probably 20 in there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's like, the people at Easton, I love the shit out of them. Like, I love them so much. Like, I love the people I work with so much.
Why?
Dude, I don't know. They're lovable people. They're all so different, and we work, like, really well together. Like, this is crazy to say. I look forward to our work meetings. We have meetings every other week. Those are, like, I like going to those. It's not like, oh my God, I have this work meeting to go to. It's like, sick. We have a meeting today. Like, what snacks am I gonna bring while we all like sit around and talk about? And we're just talking about like pricing, front desk stuff. Like, what do we need to get better at? Like, what system is not working right now? Like, you know, what are the new things that we're rolling out? Like, it's just all of that type of talk. But I'm like, cool. Like, I just get to go hang out with my friends. Like, we're just all sitting in a room, and I don't know.
I hear you. I don't work, girl.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
I don't work.
Yeah, going to the gym, seriously, I look forward to my shifts too. I get to just go in and talk to people, and there's people like I pretty much always work the same days. Like Fridays and Sundays have been mine for a really long time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just know the faces that I see like so well, and it's just, yeah.
So that was the first time that you said shift, right? Because that's how most people see things. They see it as a shift.
Yeah.
Where it comes and it goes, and like you have to go do this shift.
Yeah.
And we're 40 minutes in. And
yeah.
Right? Because you work shifts.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm trying to, for everyone listening, right? Because the purpose of the podcast is for people who own martial arts schools mm-hmm. to like take some of the information, mm-hmm. you know, and you're the information mm-hmm. because you can't work a shift.
Yeah.
Because when you work a shift, every shift I ever worked, I wanted to end.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to go do it, really. I had to go do it. I needed the money. So, therefore, right? But what we all want to create is this,
yeah.
right? Like we need you. And we need you over and over and over again at all of our school, at the schools. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want anyone to come into Easton and not want to be there. Yeah. And I don't care if you're mopping the mat or if you're about to get your black belt. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I want you to be there. And if you don't, I would like you to go like, even for that day, I would like you to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, I would yeah, I don't have to fire you.
Yeah.
You know?
They actually told me that coming into it too. They're like, if you ever like aren't feeling well or just having a day, like just having a day, just let us know. Like, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's really cool. It's like the opposite for me. I'll be like telling my family, I'm like, yeah, I'll be back for dinner. You know, I'm going to the gym for an hour.
Right.
I'm like back 4 hours later. They're like, where the fuck did you go? It's like, once you get there, I can't leave. I'll just be standing there. And I'm like, my shift's over, like whatever. Like, there's nothing for me to be there for anymore. I did my workout and I'm just standing there and I'm like, cool. What's next?
And
we're here.
And I'm your boss, but not your boss.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know that I've ever told you or asked you to do much.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think we do a good job of that as well.
Yeah.
Like talk about what it's like to be an entry level employee, right? Where you don't have any, you know, what a direct report is.
Yeah.
So a direct report is somebody that reports to you.
Right.
Right. You don't have any direct reports, probably.
No. Yeah.
Right?
I don't have any.
You have to report to other people.
Right.
What is it like? What does that feel like, as the entry level person? And having bosses, because you have Carlos, you have Van, you have Ian,
Katie, Carlos, Van, Ian, yeah.
Right?
And then you.
And then I guess me.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, like, I can be difficult sometimes. Like, I was yelling at somebody right in front of you at one time, and, you know, I'm sure I made you very uncomfortable. Like, so what is that?
I don't recall.
Okay, good. I remember I felt awful.
Oh, I remember. Okay. But it's cool.
Yeah. So what is it like to be towards the bottom of the pole and have all these direct reports? Like, do they feel like your boss? Do they treat you like a...
No, I remember when I first started and I was like, okay, I had that impression in my mind. I'm like, Ian is my manager. And Vanny's like the front desk manager. I'm like, okay, Ian's my manager. So then I'm there on a Friday. And this is so funny, actually. I'm there on a Friday, and I'm like, I feel like I'm in a sinking ship because I'm like, had just started, and I wasn't comfortable with like the flow of things. And like, every time somebody wanted to buy a membership, I was like, okay, buying a membership, what are the steps and stuff? And I'm like, it's cool. Ian's here. Ian's my manager. And then Ian will walk by the desk, and I'll be like, oh, Ian, I have a question. And he's like, he just makes some terrible joke about it, and then just like keeps walking. Like, he's like, no help, but it's like, it's just because he trusted me to like figure it out. And he never like, yeah, they just trust you. Like,
how about when you mess up?
when you mess up, you get...
Because obviously you make mistakes.
Yeah, I made mistakes. I guess... I mean, I get a log about it, and it's like, okay, you did this one thing wrong or whatever. If you have any questions, like, let me know. Like, let's go over it.
How do they make you feel when you mess up?
I mean, they don't make you feel... There's no guilt involved, like, whatsoever. It's not like you fucked up. It's like, hey, I noticed that you did this wrong. Do you have any questions about how the process is? Like, they'll ask you, like, do you need to know more about this? Will that help you? Or do you know it and it was just like one of those mistakes where you just like went through it too fast? Right. Like, maybe either take your time, or if you don't know the steps to this, then let me know. I'm here. You have my number. It's never like a guilt thing. It's just like, okay, like, let's figure this out. It's like, I don't know. It's just like about solving the problem. It's not really. And also, like, because I care about like Ian and Vanny and like I value them so much, there's like they're not looking for an excuse for me. They're not looking for like, oh, I was just really tired that day and I'm really sorry and this and that. I don't think I give them excuses, really. I'm just like, I fucked up. I fucked that up. There's no excuse. It's like, whatever, I was going too fast. Okay, fucking slow down next time. Like, there's no, I don't know, because I'm just like, they're not looking for that. They just want me to figure out how I can do better at what I'm doing. And they'll give me the resources to do that if I need them. And that's like,
I love this so much because you're not talking about me at all. And which is so important for me, because to really create culture, I can't do it all. And if you're the school owner, it's so hard to do it all, right? You have to have Vanny. Like, it sounds like it's Vanny for you, right? Like,
for sure, yeah.
I don't even call her Vanny. I call her Van.
Yeah.
But all of you guys call her Vanny.
Yeah.
You know? Which, and she's created her culture.
Yeah.
And then that bleeds down. And maybe someday you're going to be the AOD. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you'll create whatever it is, and that's so important to let people grow their own wings.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because that's what we're trying to do.
That's like totally another thing too, is like Jake Bell. Like, I remember we used to have meetings with Jake Bell pretty frequently. And they were like sales meetings. And it was like before I really thought about the fact that I was in a sales job. I've never once felt like I'm doing sales. Like, never. It's always just like I'm talking to people about what I do. I'm talking to people about something that I like. Like, that's just what it feels like. And I remember, like meetings with Jake Bell, and we would just talk about, like, everyone had a different style. Like, I remember coming into it, Tyler had a very specific style of selling a membership. Katie had a very specific style. And Vanny had a really specific style. And all of them were, like, so different. And Jake Bell just gives you, like, these tips. And he's like, okay, how about this? Like, how about you just ask open-ended questions? I don't care how you sell. I don't care what you say to this person. But how about when you're finding out about what they like, what they do, where they live, how about you just ask open-ended questions? Like, it's just like he gives you these tools that allow you to like be really flexible with who you are as a person. It's never like be this way.
It's like martial arts.
Yeah.
It's just like martial arts.
Yeah. It's like you develop your own game. Take what you like. Take what you're good at.
You have to
and
not cross your feet when you move left.
Yeah.
Right? I can't. If I'm going to move left, that's all it. Oh.
You're just moving that camera when you scoot.
We're good.
Okay, cool.
When you move left, you can't step your right foot behind your left foot. Like, you can't crisscross.
Right.
That's a hard rule.
Yeah. You
can't do it.
Yeah.
Ask open-ended questions.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Like, that's what all of it is.
Yeah. It's like, take this one thing, make it yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really dope.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then it's the same thing with the culture.
Yeah.
Right? Take this. Right? Like, I have my culture.
Right.
That I bleed down. And everyone who is probably a manager at Denver, let's say, has a little bit of me in them. Right? It's like your parents. But then you go do your own thing.
Exactly.
And when you do your own thing, you still have a little bit of me. You still have a little bit of your mom and dad, but it's your own thing.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have kids. And then, right? It's going to connect all the way back to whoever was first, right? Like, I have a little bit of them all.
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm not anything like him, but I got this little touch. And that's what's the important thing. As long as it doesn't get too far, right? We all do our own thing.
Yeah.
But we have to have basics. We have to have a foundation. We have to have like a grit to it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like really, yeah. That's for sure like such a huge thing in our community. Is like we have like our core values, and then it's like, do whatever the hell you want. You don't care what you do with your life. Do whatever you do. But just do, like, you know, have these things, like be a good person, do the right thing, like just those basics. Like that's just fundamentals. After that, it's like the world's yours.
It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, that's totally what it is. And everyone's going to do it differently. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be all over the place. But there's Neo.
Yeah.
Right?
That was great.
So anyway, I really appreciate you coming.
Dude, thank you. It was my pleasure.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I hope everyone got to see that, like, even as the owner of the school, right? And you're even at the school that I'm at the most. You still have to have the core values and vision at the top, and then it just has to spread out, right? You have to have this decentralized command. You have to let people be people. You know, this is a Mal's culture. You have to let people be people. And if you try to hold them back, then they're going to leave you. You know, but if you do your very, very best to let them grow on their own, like it seems like you are, then they'll love you forever. And like I said at the Christmas party, if you guys ever quit, man, you're going to quit for something that's so amazing. Yeah. Like, I'll be so happy.
I loved when you said that.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
You're going to quit for something so amazing. It's going to be so cool for all of us to watch where it is you go.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to quit to go fucking work at McDonald's.
That's so badass.
Yeah. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, that's it. I hope everyone goes out there. Go check it out, Easton.Online. Give a like, give a subscribe on the YouTube page, give a subscribe on the podcast page, leave a comment. Look, I love comments. I love even the bad ones. Bring them on. I'm okay. You know, I can always do better with this. We as an organization can always do better. Try to be nice, and if you can't be nice, that's okay too. You can be mean, and then we'll handle it, I promise. So that's it, guys. Everybody go out there and find your power.